can be moved. We used to have a giant menorah over here that needed to be reached by a big, not a crane, but something really tall, and it was surrounded by a fence, and it was actually in center court, and it's been moved. It's been moved away from center court, and it's also temporary. It's got to be able to be moved.
We used to have a cherry picker.
Yeah, well, something like that. But it was a big deal, and the city has been. How do they say it when people? Yeah, they were pressured. They were made to feel like they were doing something wrong by saying, yeah, we don't. There's nothing wrong with expressing religious sentiments or religious stories or things like that on public property. What's wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with it. I didn't see anything wrong with it when I came to the city, and there was no Hanukah menorah, and there were only these nativity scenes. Yeah, what was wrong with that? I think a society that has an understanding that there is one above, there's a higher higher being, so to speak, that commands us to live in a certain way, as our forefathers understood, is a good thing, and children need to know about it. And it's the wrong place for the government to minimize that which used to be. There's a status quo, leave it. Listen, it works on the Temple Mount. Status quo, the holiest place in the world, there's religions fighting over it, and over there, they said there'll be a status quo. Why isn't there status quo in Santa Monica?
But didn't it offend you as a Jew that they were showing this?
Why should it offend me? Why should I be offended? If they told me I couldn't have my menorah, that would offend me. But they didn't. They were very happy to accommodate us. What do you mean?
Doesn't the reinforcement of Jesus as a character also drum up anti-Semitism? You think that the Jews' responsibility for implication, complicity in Jesus' death?
I don't care about it. Doesn't affect me. I don't worry about that. I don't worry about it at all. Doesn't bother me.
Not on Christmas.
Doesn't bother me. Christmas doesn't bother me any time of the year. Doesn't bother me any country. I don't care about that. Why should I care about that? Of course, I would want people to live in peace. I would want people to live in brotherly love and everything else. Interestingly enough, one of the messages that the Rabbi said about Hanukah is that when a Gentile sees that a Jew recognizes God in the whole world, and he asks, and of course it causes him to ask a question: what is this that the Jew is doing? What does he recognize? It causes himself to ask that question: what's above us? What's there? And everything else, and brings up even a Gentile closer to God. And being close to God is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's been turned into that, but it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. So why should I care if the Christians believe what they believe?
And what about the separation between church and state?
There should be. There should be. They should not. There should be a separation. I didn't say that the city should actually sponsor the menorah being there, but it's a public park. Why shouldn't we be able to put a menorah up and leave it there, or have them? And besides, it wasn't the city that the city's hand was forced. The city, I don't think, cared either way because we didn't disturb anybody.
Anyway, so we have here a celebration tonight. It's an annual celebration.
I was the one who began it. I started it.
Yeah? How many years ago? Remember?
I think it was 1992, 91 or 92. I don't remember. 1991, 1992.
What was it like when you started?
It was great. It was fantastic. People loved it. The promenade wasn't what it is today. I'll tell you that. It wasn't what it is today, but it was starting. That's when it started, pretty much. It started to change around then.
Did you have dancing?
Yeah, of course. We had a celebration. We had dancing. I think I have a video, a real video, a tape of that celebration. Yeah, it was nice, and it went till 11 o'clock at night. Very nice.
Now, what about the people who were stopping to look? Hey, would you guys be interested in talking about what your reactions, your attitudes about seeing this are like? turn it. That's the turn the camera.
But it's okay.
What do you think?
I think it's very nice. I like the. I think it's great. It's Hanukah. It's a good thing. I'm happy you're here. So don't put this on YouTube.
My name is Lee Strasberg. Hi, Al Pacino.
You see, it's all about making people happy. Happy.